Welcome to the TechArena, featuring authentic discussions between tech's leading innovators and our host, Allyson Klein. Now, let's step into the arena.
Welcome to the TechArena. My name's Allyson Klein, and today we are coming to you from Mobile World Congress, and I'm so excited to be interviewing Jose Lopez Luque from Cellnex. Welcome to the show, Jose. How are you doing?
Hi, Allyson. Thank you for having us with you in the TechArena. We're excited to have this conversation and telling you a bit more on what we are doing in Cellnex regarding innovation.
So why don't you just introduce your role at Cellnex? And for those who didn't listen to our episode last year from Mobile World, just tell us a little bit more about the company.
Yeah. So Cellnex is it's a tower company, is the biggest player in Europe. We have around 140,000 telecom towers in 12 different countries all around Europe. Basically what we do, our main business is to provide the space and the infrastructure for the mobile network operators to install their equipment and their antennas. This is our core business, and besides that, we provide other services like we provide the fiber to the tower and different kind of connectivity solutions. Also, we build the DAS system, distributed antenna systems for stadiums, for example, football stadiums, hospitals. So, this is the main business.
Cellnex was on the program last year, as I mentioned, and we talked about 5G, and the amount of towers that you have is just so impressive. Okay, Today we're going to dive deeper into your 5G Med project. What is this?
So 5G Med is a project funded by the European Commission under the Horizon 2020 program. Basically, the objective of this project is to provide an infrastructure or let's say a technology architecture to be able to provide seamless CCAM services along cross-border between different European countries. In our case, 5G Med is between Spain and France, but this will be the blueprint for further deployments in other countries. So basically, the European Commission has identified several main transport corridors. There are 10 big transport corridors in Europe, and this one where 5G Med is deploying infrastructure is one of them.
What are the unique challenges of deploying 5G in this use case? Why did the European Commission take this one on in particular? And what have you learned thus far in working with the cross-border team?
Here in the project, what we want to show is that 5G technology, not only 5G, but 5G together with edge computing and other technologies, are fulfilling the requirements that CCAM services need in the cross-border. And which are these requirements? Basically, the usual problem you have when you are crossing the border between countries and you change from one operator to the other is that you have a call drop. And if you're having simply a normal phone call, the call is dropping, or you have a data service, you get out of data, and normally the device takes 1 minute to attach the other network. So really, in this period of time, you cannot have services like, for example, remote driving. This is one of the use cases we are testing in 5G Med. So we have an autonomous car, which is supported by remote driving, which means that if the autonomous car has some problem and it cannot continue driving by itself, a remote driver from a control center, from a central office of the car operator takes the car remotely and is driving the car to a safe location. And in order to do this between cross borders, when you cross from one network to another, this interruption time, what we call inter-PLMN handover, because it's a handover between two networks, has to be less than more or less 100 milliseconds.
Wow.
And this is something that is not implemented commercially in any network yet. And this is something we have successfully tested with 5G technology.
It's interesting, When I was preparing for this interview, I was thinking about use cases, and I've experienced that on trains or driving across Europe where my phone will drop and then, you'll get a little text that says you're now on Telefonica or
Mhm.
whatever it is. Obviously, autonomous driving can't afford that minute. What other use cases are there that are critical?
Mhm.
And how will consumers benefit from the 5G med technology
Mhm.
holistically?
Basically, we're here with dealing with 4 different use cases. The first one, as I said, is the remote driving use case. Then we have two more referring to the automotive sector. One of them is like cooperative awareness
Hmm.
for traffic situations. For example, if there is an accident, if there is an obstacle, the car seeing the obstacle will report to the other cars around him, not report only about the obstacle, but it will send different traffic strategies for the other cars. If the other cars are autonomous cars, so that they can change the lane automatically, they can accelerate, they can brake, or if the car is driven by a driver, the system will send recommendations, same as before, reduce the
Hmm.
speed, change the lane, etc. And also we have entertainment, or what we call infotainment use cases, which applies both for
Hmm.
automotive and for railways. You can imagine in a car, someone is watching a movie on streaming or a concert, even with VR glasses, together with friends, and he wants to. For this, you always need uh, very low latency. So what we are doing also we have deployed edge computing, so different servers in each country, and when the car
Hmm.
is crossing the border by geolocation, the application server is also changing the physical server. So in that way, we are always assuring the minimum latency possible to, so that this service is possible and available for the user in both countries.
So there's a handoff of that video transcoding from
Exactly.
one server to another.
Exactly. That's
Nice.
why at the beginning I was talking not only about connectivity continuity, but really service continuity. We provide
Hmm.
this continuity at the network level, but also on the application level.
It really does expose some complexity in edge services that need to be thought through. And what a great place to test it at a cross-border situation where it's absolutely required, right? Now, I do want to know what is unique about Cellnex's role
Mhm.
within this program, and how does it fit into the broader purview of technology delivery for the company?
Mhm. So here we are leveraging our business model as a neutral host. Basically, a neutral host is an infrastructure provider like Cellnex that enable different mobile network operators to share the infrastructure in order to reduce costs, to reduce capex, to reduce opex. So what we are doing is like we are offering the infrastructure as we were discussing before. We offer the tower, and not only one operator can use this tower, but maybe 2 or 3 operators. First of
Hmm.
all, in this way, we are covering with less capex, normally highways or areas that are not covered by mobile operators because they don't have any benefits or not enough benefits, let's say, in these areas because the low density of population. And for them to cover a highway nowadays is not it's not a good investment. So that's why we build infrastructure and we go to the operators and we tell the Telefonica, Orange, Vodafone, you can share this infrastructure, so you will be able to provide this network coverage to provide SIGAM services at a lower cost. This is one of our propositions, and then also to implement this, what we call this interdimensional tower, this seamless connectivity between countries. The network configuration is quite a complex one. So Cellnex is present in 12 different countries in Europe, and it's much easier to configure the network if the same infrastructure provider is behind the same network in the 2 countries.
Sure, that makes a lot of sense. We're at the MWC. This is a fantastic show to understand what's the latest in networking technology, both from a standpoint of the mobile space, but also from network infrastructure. What is exciting at this show this year, and what are you looking forward to hearing about from others in the industry?
So I'm looking forward to see the latest developments in Open RAN, because of course, Open RAN it's much more about active RAN equipment, but it also has an impact on the infrastructure, because with a new centralized RAN architecture, we will need new places to install new servers. So this is really impacting Cellnex business. And so really looking forward to have a look on that. And then, of course, we are also interested in AI and all the evolution of all these technologies, of course.
I think that AI is going to be huge this year.
Yes.
I mean, it was definitely present last year, but I don't think that we really understood how much generative AI was going to invade across all use cases and technology.
Yes.
I'm excited to see what vendors are talking about. What's next for Cellnex in 2024?
So basically we will go along with which our clients, which are the mobile operators, are demanding from us in order to provide connectivity in these places where nowadays we have coverage gaps, like in the cross borders. So basically, we will deploy all the infrastructure needed for microsites like big towers, or also small cells for densification in the cities, or distributed antenna systems to be able to bring to real life all these use cases I was describing before, like the remote driving, for example.
I'm really excited for that. I mean, you think about the potential of autonomous driving, and this is just a key use case that needs to be worked out before we can safely deploy that at scale. I'm really excited about the work that you shared today. How can listeners engage with Cellnex and learn more about what we talked about today?
Yes, so you can check out our website, cellnex.com. And also, if you want to know more about the project, the 5G Met project, you can check our project website. It's 5gmet.eu. You will find there all the information about all the different use cases we are deploying and testing.
Fantastic. Well, Jose, thank you so much for taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the TechArena. It was a real pleasure.
Thank you for having us. Also a pleasure.
Thanks for joining the TechArena. Subscribe and engage at our website, thetecharena.net. All content is copyright by the TechArena.